Good evening, citizens of Portsmouth, and welcome to the Portsmouth City Council meeting. I want to thank all who are in attendance, in addition to our city staff and those who are watching online. Welcome. And welcome to our last council meeting at the most wonderful time of the year. And with that, I will acknowledge my colleagues on council, as well as our city manager, Mr. Stephen Carter, also our interim city attorney, Mr. Derek Challenger, and Ms. Deborah White, who is festively dressed tonight. Thank you all for being here. And now, if I could ask you all to stand for a moment of silence, and afterwards we will do the Pledge of Allegiance. Thank you. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. I will now ask my colleagues to please note your attendance electronically.
Seven members of City Council are present.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. We have the minutes of a called meeting on November 24th, 2025, a called meeting on November 25th, 2025, and a regular meeting on November 25th, 2025. Do we have a motion and a second?
Move adoption.
Second.
Please vote electronically.
The minutes are adopted 7-0.
Our next item, we have a presentation to C.W. Luke McCoy. Sir, if you would come forward, please. Come on, Luke. Come on up here. I know you're not afraid of this position here. Yeah, but you've been in this role a number of times. Good to see you, Miss Mimi. Good to see you, ma'am. So, I just want to take a moment on behalf of the citizens of Portsmouth and the Portsmouth City Council to acknowledge this amazing young man, C.W. Luke McCoy, with our sincerest appreciation for your unwavering dedication throughout 50-plus years of service to the city of Portsmouth. That's amazing, y'all. You got to give him a hand for that. 50 years, that's the golden anniversary, right? 50 years? Well, man, listen, presented to you, and I'll say to you in the way of Navy tradition that we certainly wish you fair winds, sir, and following seas.
Thank you,
You
sir.
have the floor.
Thank you, sir. It's hard to believe that in 1975 I started my career with this city. Spending 30 years behind this dais. Deborah White will tell you I loved every minute of it. There were tough times, there were good times, there were in-between times. But somehow we always came out the winner. Mayor, on behalf of my family, I'd like for my family to stand. And this is just some of them, not all. This is all I can do. In the audience, I have to say that I've got two of my three great-grandchildren. And one was just born last month. Kaylin, stand up with Luke. This is little Luke. And Kaylee, stand up. That's my oldest great-granddaughter. And my third great-granddaughter, a son, I'm sorry, I said granddaughter, but son. My third great-son is in Newport News. And he's 4 days difference between that one.
Oh, wow. Good bless.
Thank you. Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you.
Members of City Council, You have an awesome task. You've been elected by the people, and you represent the people. Mr. Carter, you've got the most awesome task in this city.
I believe that.
One that I loved every minute. And I will tell you, I wish I was sitting there to share some of the excitement that y'all have coming in the future. You finally got an opportunity to open up the waterfront. You've got a chance to make Portsmouth different. You've got a chance to make Portsmouth great. And you can't do that if you don't support each other. You need to support each other like citizens support themselves. Mr. Carter, every day you sit down in that seat, it's an awesome task. I wish you Godspeed.
Thank you, sir.
Mayor, Vice Mayor Moody, you and I have shared a lot of times together. Some good, some bad, but they were good. For the other members, you members of City Council, I wish you Godspeed. I wish you make the right decisions. You're not always going to make the one that the public is going to like, but you got to make the right decision. And when you leave here at nighttime, if you go home, if you're satisfied, that's what it's all about. Did you do the right thing? I wish you all a Merry Christmas and Godspeed.
Thank you, Luke. and thank you. Madam Clerk,
Yes, sir.
would you please read our council rules?
Ladies and gentlemen, City Council rules require a limit of up to 5 minutes to speak. As you approach the speaker's podium, you will notice a timer. At the beginning of your 5 minutes, you will see a green light. 4 minutes into your remarks, you will notice a yellow light. At the end of 5 minutes, you will see a red light, hear a beep, and we ask that you conclude your comments at that time. While speakers have an opportunity to address council on matters of public concern, all comments should be made in a manner that respects the seriousness of the forum and should not be made in a belligerent, sarcastic, or demeaning fashion. All remarks shall be directed to the City Council as a body rather than to any particular member of City Council, staff, or the audience, and should be limited to matters that only the Portsmouth City Council can influence. A speaker who fails to observe this basic rule of decorum will be deemed out of order and not allowed to conclude his or her comments.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. The first item on our agenda, the next item is public hearing, item 25-359. And Madam Clerk, would you please read the public hearing resolution we're considering for this item?
Yes, sir. Adoption of a resolution revoking the use permit UP 2503 issued to R. Brown to operate an entertainment establishment on a portion of 2012 Victory Boulevard designated as 4806 George Washington Highway in accordance with Section 40.2-533L of the City of Portsmouth zoning ordinance. The use permit was originally approved by City Council on August 26, 2025 through Resolution R2524. The reason for considering revocation of the use permit is the failure of the establishment to comply with one or more conditions of approval. The entertainment establishment is commonly known as Bar 9. The property is owned by Washington Victory LLC. The resolution you will be considering is a resolution revoking use permit UP 2503 for the operation of an entertainment establishment on a portion of a parcel having an address of 2012 Victory Boulevard.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. Is the applicant present?
President Council.
If the applicant would come forward, state your name and address. Ma'am, you will have 5 minutes.
Can I stand next to her as her counsel? Is that fine?
You can stand next to her, sir.
5 or 10.
My name is Renata Brown. Address is 3517 Radford Circle, Chesapeake, Virginia, 23321. I am here tonight represented with counsel as well for the revocation of the entertainment license for Bar 9, which I do not agree with because Bar 9 didn't have anything to do with the incident that occurred on that day. We cooperated with the ABC board. We cooperated with detectives. It was our footage that helped the city of Portsmouth to come to the conclusion of what happened on that night. So I will let my counsel talk now.
Members of council, good evening. My name is Tim Anderson. I have the privilege of representing Ms. Brown in Bar 9 before you. Why we are here is because somebody was murdered in the city of Portsmouth in this parking lot. That's what started the process of what got us here today. A 19-year-old shot and killed somebody in Portsmouth and shot and wounded somebody else. This 19-year-old had nothing to do with Bar 9, was not a patron, was not part of Bar 9, was not allowed in when they tried to enter. This was an event that happened in the parking lot of an establishment that the business owner had nothing to do with. Now, following that, the city has found there to be a few non-compliance issues with her application. First off, there was a question of whether she has submitted a security plan. She has. That has been submitted to zoning. There's been a question of whether her business license was brought from the commissioner's office to zoning. These are technical violations, not warranting of revocation. If Ms. Brown had served this 19-year-old alcohol, if had contributed to this 19-year-old's behavior, all for this council taking some punitive action against her. But she's been in business since March without one single problem with her business. And now she's before you with a complete and total revocation of her operator's license, her conditional use permit, because a 19-year-old murdered a fellow citizen in the city of Portsmouth. And I would just ask you to not take this extreme step. To take a step of cooperation with Ms. Brown. Maybe her paperwork is a little bit out of order, not so much to revoke her. Maybe there has to be some collaboration with zoning. Maybe there has to be another I dotted or a T crossed, but to shut her business down is an outrageously punitive action to take against her. And I understand the city is concerned about violent crime, but that crime would have happened whether that restaurant had been there or not. It was in a parking lot with no contact with this establishment. So for the good of Portsmouth, for the good of this business that is a good business, a good tax-paying business that has had no problems, I ask that you to not approve of this ordinance to revoke her conditional use permit. Thank you.
Thank you.
And we will yield to any questions if council has any to either of us.
Does any of my colleagues on council have a question for the applicant or the attorney? Councilman Tillage, sir, you have the floor.
Thank you, Mayor. Thank you, Mr. Anderson, for coming up to talk, and as well as Ms. Brown. You may mention that you all did submit a security plan.
Yes, Councilman, we have it here. It was submitted in the initial documents in the initial application, and I do have that to present to anybody who would like to see it.
Mayor, so my question is to zoning, if I may, or planning, excuse me.
First of all, we'll start with the manager. and
Sounds good.
The manager.
It
deal
was
directly.
submitted on August 22nd, 2025, if that helps narrow it down.
So my question would be, does the plan that was submitted, does that match what City Council had asked after the vote? The security plan that Ms. Brown presented as part of her package, is that security plan not valid or is it something needed to be different from what was already submitted?
Mr. Carter, sir, you have the floor.
I haven't seen the security plan, so I can't tell you if it's valid or not. I can tell you that it has not been approved by the zoning administrator.
Okay, so that plan was not approved by the
That
zoning administrator?
plan has not been approved.
Okay, so I take it wasn't approved because it didn't meet requirements, or it wasn't approved because of?
All right. Can I get Dr. Russell to help me out with this on the particulars of that? But please.
Yes. Councilman Tillage, the security plan was one of several items that are required to demonstrate compliance with all of the conditions that were approved with that conditional use permit request. And so that submittal prior to the public hearing was incomplete and not considered.
Gotcha. So the security plan that was submitted was not complete, and it did not meet the conditions set forth by City Council?
All of the conditions set forth by City Council. Yes, sir.
All right, thank you.
Councilman, to that, that's never been communicated to Ms. Brown. If that's the case, that's never been communicated.
Yeah, so part of my concern is just technicalities. But I'll yield my time at this time.
Are there any questions, any other questions from my colleagues on council? Councilwoman Thomas, ma'am, you have the floor.
Yes, thank you, Mayor. So this question is not for the applicant, it's for Mr. Carter, and then to probably Dr. Russell. The security plan, if it's not approved, the original, based on the new conditions set forth by council, the next steps would have been for a new security plan to be submitted, or the applicant to be informed that that security plan was not approved.
Hey, Dr. Russell, I'm going to need you to help me with whatever your actual steps are that you take to go through this process.
Okay. So the applicant, the expectation of the applicant, any applicant with a conditional use permit request, is that they would submit evidence of compliance with all of the required conditions. And that evidence for compliance would be submitted with a request for a zoning clearance permit. And it's a package, so it's not submitted piecemeal. I would say that because of the number of conditions, this would have been a pretty heavy lift, a lot of information that would have been required, and then that would have been evaluated and resulted in a determination of compliance. And once that compliance had been rendered, a zoning clearance would have been issued that could then be used or presented to the Commissioner of Revenue for a business license, and that's the process.
Councilman Hugel, sir, you have the floor.
Yeah, thanks, Mayor. Question to Mr. Carter. So my understanding is that when we passed UP 25-03, there were 21 conditions imposed, and my understanding is that currently only 9 of those 21 conditions have been satisfied and in compliance. Is that correct information?
Again, I'm going to need Dr. Russell to help me with the particulars. I know that there has been some compliance, but the level of compliance I can't tell you without her.
So of the conditions, 12 of the total conditions are non-compliant at this point in time. And so most of the conditions approved with the approval of the conditional use permit application remain unmet.
Councilman Dotson, sir, you have the floor.
So I'm a little confused. Was the conditional permit issued or not?
Mr. Carter, you can certainly take the floor and address whom you need to address on your staff.
Actually, this council approved a conditional use permit with conditions. So yes, it was approved with conditions. The conditions have not been, all the conditions have not been met, so they don't have the authority to act or use that permit as it was issued by this board. This council voted to grant a conditional use permit with conditions. Until all those conditions are met, that's not a operating permit yet.
So a operating permit from our department was never issued after our approval?
Well, it's not them that issue an operating permit. What they do is verify compliance. Then there's another process where once they verify compliance, get with the Commissioner of Revenue to get a business license. They give the full operating authority for the business that they want to operate.
Thank you.
Councilwoman Thomas, you have the floor.
Yes, thank you. And Mr. Carter, directing to you, but it's probably going to go to Dr. Russell or zoning. Just looking at the non-compliant items, it looks like 10 of the 12, just to confirm, 10 of those 12 items are related to items that should have been included in the written security plan. So 10 of the 12 non-compliant items are really related to the overall security plan. Is that correct? The way I'm reading this, that table?
Yeah, I don't have the particulars of those.
Okay.
So I'm going to have to defer to Dr. Russell.
Of items that should be included in the one security plan.
So beginning at item 11.
Yeah.
Regarding the rear doors, no, I'm sorry, it begins at item 13. So 13, and then it goes from double A through double H.
Those are all the security plan
Yes,
items,
ma'am.
and each of those are considered one non-compliant, even though it's one security plan. Each highlighted item, is that correct?
Well, I did, and
Okay.
you're right. So, if we 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 non-compliant items.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Councilman Hugel, sir, you have the floor.
Yeah, thanks, Mayor. So, Mr. Carter, following up on your last answer, my understanding is that once the conditions of that use permit were met, the business owner would then ultimately apply for a business license amended to allow for entertainment. So my understanding, again, is that she currently has a business license to operate as a restaurant, but does not have a business license to operate to include entertainment because the conditions of the use permit were never met. Is that true?
Mr. Carter, you have the floor.
Yes, sir, that's an affirmative. The way it is right now is exactly the way you stated it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Mr. Mayor, we had a little time left. Could I?
Sir,
could I
finish your
reclaim-
time.
Thank you. Members, none of this has been communicated to Ms. Brown. I would love you to ask zoning, what communications have they given Ms. Brown that her security plan was defective? There's been no communication. She's been running this establishment as an entertainment establishment since you approved her without any enforcement from zoning, and it was only because somebody was murdered in the parking lot that we're here. That can't be how the city runs zoning. It can't be this way. So at the very least, defer this, put her on conditions to comply with zoning and let her get her plan together. She's happy to comply. She has a business license. She didn't even know she had to go get an entertainment business license. This ball has been dropped. So don't shut her down for this. And I just ask to seriously consider her side of this equation before you decide what to do.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Councilman Tillage, sir, you have the floor.
Thank you, Mayor. Thank you. So for point of clarity, to Councilwoman Thomas's question about the number of unmet conditions, and X number being part of one security plan, can you reiterate how many unmet conditions there are?
Yes, sir. If I understand the numbers right, Dr. Russell said there were 6 items that were part of the security plan, but there were 12 items that have not been met.
Gotcha. So those 6 being a part of one security plan would be
Right.
technically six unmet outside the security plan.
Yes, or
Okay.
7 with the security plan.
Gotcha. And so the question that I have, which I had earlier, was in regards to how is this communicated to our applicants? Once they leave city council, how do we notify our applicants of the process of the next steps on obtaining that final business license with entertainment? Can somebody speak on what the process was with Ms. Brown?
Part of the process is when this body approves a use permit, they approve the use permit with conditions. Those conditions are stated. So it's not like when somebody leaves, they don't know that there's conditions in the use permit. Part of the actual name of the permit is a conditional use permit. So there are things that have to be met in order for the permit to become non-conditional because you've met the conditions. Second thing is there is communication before and after the event with the establishment owner that kind of takes them through what that process is. I know that there is an email that was actually sent that I have access to that was sent with the actual conditions in it. The third thing is the onus is on the business owner to understand those things that's required to operate a business and comply with those things. Absolutely, we will do all that we can to help and move them through the process. But at the end of the day, the onus is on the business owner for whatever type of establishment they want to operate to know what the rules of the establishment are or ask questions so that they can become clear on what those rules are. And we will provide that information.
Thank you, sir, and thank you all. Your time is up.
Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is a public hearing. If you wish to come speak on this public hearing item, you would come forward and state your name and address. You will have 5 minutes. Seeing none, this public hearing item is closed. Council members, we're in need of a motion and a second.
Move to adopt.
Please vote electronically.
This item is adopted 4-3.
Madam Clerk, we're now moving to City Manager's Report. And if you could start with item 25-360, please read the ordinance we are considering for this item.
Yes, sir. An ordinance accepting litter prevention and recycling program funds in the amount of $25,433.33 from the Virginia Department of Environmental Quality and appropriating said funds in the FY 2026 grant fund for use in connection with the Portsmouth Litter Prevention and Recycling Program.
Thank you, ma'am. Council members, we are in need of a motion and a second.
Move to adopt.
Second.
Seeing no discussion, please vote electronically.
This item is adopted 7-0.
Item 25-361, and Madam Clerk, would you please read the ordinance we are considering for this item?
An ordinance accepting $4,250,000 from the Commonwealth of Virginia and appropriating said amount in the said amount in the sanitary sewer pump station replacements project in the sewer category of the FY 2026 Capital Improvement Fund budget for pump station upgrades.
Thank you, ma'am. Council members, we are in need of a motion and a second.
Second.
Any additional discussion on this item? Seeing none, please vote electronically.
This item is adopted 7-0.
Next item on the agenda, item 25-362. And Madam Clerk, would you please read the resolution we are considering for this item?
A resolution to adopt the 2026 calendar of city council meetings.
Council members, we are in need of a motion and a second.
Second.
Any additional discussion on this item? Seeing none, please vote electronically.
This item is adopted 7-0.
Thank you, ma'am. Our next item on the agenda is new business. Item 25-363, boards and commissions. And Councilman Hugel, do we have any boards and commissions?
We have no board and commission business for this evening, Mayor.
Thank you, sir. Next item, item 25-364, items submitted by council members. Are there any items to be submitted by council members? Councilman Tillage, sir, you have the floor.
Thank you, Mayor. Considering this is our last city council meeting of 2025, I just want to wish everybody a happy holiday season as we enter into the, well, I guess we're already in holiday season, but as we enter into Christmas, Kwanzaa, or whatever you may celebrate, I wish joy to you and your families and a prosperous new year.
Councilwoman Bryant, ma'am, you have the floor.
Thank you, Mayor. I want to offer congratulations to the Portsmouth Public Schools Citywide Teacher of the Year, Miss Deshauna Honore, who is a teacher at Hodges Manor Elementary School. Several of us were present along with our school board partners to honor her service along with the other individual schools Teachers of the Year. And so we're very proud of the work that our school partners are doing for the community. We know that that's a big part of keeping our city safe. Also want to offer congratulations to Judge Johnny E. Morrison. Several of us were present this last week as we honored his 25-year commitment to the Portsmouth Adult Recovery Court. It was a real inspiration to hear him speak of his goals in reuniting families and establishing stability within the city, safety within the city. And so we are grateful for his service and grateful for his work to establish that particular court. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Councilman Dodson, sir, you have the floor.
Thank you. Yes, I wanted to reiterate about Johnny Morrison's retirement, that it was a learning experience, and I wish many of us had been educated on the effort and the work that he's done in reforming the, I guess, the drug court, as some call it, to really give people a second chance in the city of Portsmouth rather than incarceration. It was an eye-opening experience to find out what he and his wife, Cynthia, have done for this city. Secondly, I'd like to, if this is the time I ask the manager for updates in the future, may I do that now? There's been some public questions that I've had on the details of the statue that's being installed, some details on when it's to be finished, what it's to look like. I can't seem to dig up that data on it. Could we get an update for the date and some pictures and some information that we can get out to the public on that in the near future? I'd also love some details, and the same kind of details on the demolition of the jail that seems to be progressing, who's doing it, the dates that it might be completed, so that we could disseminate that information out to the city and let them go. Also, the one thing I've asked for before is the cleanup at the Holiday Inn site. Why the contractor left that in such rubble, and some of our public is using that as access to the waterfront, and it seems like going through that property is a danger given the rubble that's sitting there. If we get an update on whether that's going to happen, I'd appreciate it too, sir. Thank you.
Councilman Hugel, sir, you have the floor.
Yeah, thanks, Mr. Mayor. So a couple of things from this morning. I started my morning at 4 Kids. So 4 Kids is headquartered in Chesapeake, but provides services to all of Hampton Roads. They run the homeless hotline, and additionally provide eviction avoidance service to Portsmouth citizens. A bunch of other services, including temporary housing for families with children, and so it was very uplifting to go visit 4Kids and see the important work that they're doing in our community. It was interesting that one of the comments that was made during our session at 4Kids was the way you address homelessness is through housing. Because the very next event that several of us attended today was the ribbon cutting at Lexington Reserve. So congratulations to Portsmouth Redevelopment Housing and the Richmond Group and a whole bunch of other partners that all came together to build out and open the Lexington Reserve Senior Living Center. So the community now has 105 brand new 1 and 2 bedroom residences for folks age 62 and above. And so kind of connecting those two events was really meaningful to me, and I appreciated the opportunity to participate. Thanks, Mayor.
Thank you, sir. Vice Mayor Moody, sir, you have the floor.
Thank you, Mayor. It's been brought to my attention that our 11 and under Pop Warner football team from Portsmouth recently participated in the Pop Warner Super Bowl, and they were the only Virginia team to do so. And mentioning this reminds me that I participated in a Pop Warner championship representing Portsmouth a few years ago. In fact, that was the height of my football career. Didn't go any further than that. But I mention this, Mayor, because they were the only team from the state of Virginia in the under 11 class to participate. So I would like to, maybe we can reach out to those kids and have them come here and give them some recognition. I think that's quite an honor. So
I think that's a wonderful idea, Vice Mayor, and I think we'll ask our amazing clerk to make that contact and set up the team coming in and us recognizing them for their achievement. Very good.
The recognition that the Olive Branch Apaches, as they were called, got, we were invited to a local TV show called Poop Deck Pappy, which was on Channel 10 here in Portsmouth. I'm sure there's nobody but me that probably remember that. But
Right after Captain Kangaroo.
yeah, or Bullwinkle the Moose or something. And other than that, Mayor, I want to wish all of our citizens Merry Christmas, safe holidays, and it'll be a new year when we come back here. So in that vein, Happy New Year as well. Thank you, Mayor.
Well stated, sir. And if I may, just to echo what all of my colleagues said, we are so grateful to be in the city that we are in, with our city leadership under Mr. Carter, our city staff, who have done an amazing job in keeping our city safe and clean and doing the heavy lifting to run our city this year. I cannot say enough about how proud I am as your mayor and all of the things that we have done together to make our city better. And on behalf of a grateful city council, I just want to say thank you. Thank you to our city clerk and her office for all of the work that they do to keep council straight, and of course the mayor straight. It is really a team working to make Portsmouth better, and I could not be more proud. Happy Merry Christmas. I know I'm on Thanksgiving, y'all, but Merry Christmas to each and every one of you. I know my colleagues talked about the other holidays, of course, Kwanzaa, Hanukkah, and any holiday that you celebrate. But the most important thing I want each of you all to know here today is that we are working very hard to continue to improve the quality of life and make our city the best place to live, work, play, and raise a family. Thank you. And so, moving right along, our next report is 25-365, and Mr. Carter, that is a report on pending items.
Thank you, Mayor. Everyone should have a report back already in your packet. So that is the information that you've requested from the last meeting. I too want to say thank you to all the city staff that have supported this city, my appointed peers, all the staff that shows up for all these meetings and work well with us to make these things happen. Thank you to a city council who has made this year a really good year to be in the city of Portsmouth. Congratulations to you on what you've accomplished, because it's amazing what we have done. But more amazing to me is the way it feels to have gotten it done together. Yes, we disagree on some things. We have some really spirited debates about some things. And that's really the beauty of who we are now as leaders in this city, that we can do those things and still come to a point where we're working together, getting things done. So again, happy holidays to everyone. Thank you so much to this council. Thank you so much to all the staff that have made this year a great year to be in Portsmouth. And thank you to the citizens who make all this possible.
Hear, hear.
Thank you.
I think that reserves a round. Now, we have come to item 25-366, non-agenda speakers. And Madam Clerk, would you please read the speaker's statement for the last time in 2025?
Ladies and gentlemen, City Council rules require a limit of up to 5 minutes to speak. As you approach the speaker's podium, you will notice a timer. At the beginning of your 5 minutes, you will see a green light. 4 minutes into your remarks, you will notice a yellow light. At the end of 5 minutes, you will see a red light, hear a beep, and we ask that you conclude your comments at that time. While speakers have an opportunity to address council on matters of public concern, all comments should be made in a manner that respects the seriousness of the forum and should not be made in a belligerent, sarcastic, or demeaning fashion. All remarks shall be directed to the City Council as a body rather than any particular member of City Council, staff, or the audience, and should be limited to matters that only the Portsmouth City Council can influence. A speaker who fails to observe this basic rule of decorum will be deemed out of order and not allowed to conclude his or her comments.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. And our speaker tonight, the lone speaker tonight is Mr. G.W. Thompson. Sir, if you would come forward, state your name and address, you will have 5 minutes. And Merry Christmas to you.
Good evening and Merry Christmas to everyone. My name is G.W. Thompson. I reside at 4065 Windybrow Drive in the beautiful city of Portsmouth. I'm a member of Virginia Organizing, and there's another member present with me tonight, and I'll just ask her to stand at this time. Thank you. You may be seated. Virginia Organizing is a nonpartisan grassroots organization that empowers diverse communities in Virginia to advocate for social, economic, and environmental justice by working together on local and statewide campaigns for policy change, focusing on issues like health care, housing, immigration, and racial equity, aiming to give a voice to those who are traditionally excluded. Our organization had an opportunity to meet with Ms. Anna McCoy, Deputy Coordinator of Emergency Management, last week. She shared an informative presentation about the role of emergency management services during severe weather events such as hurricanes. She explained the need for various community aid organizations to partner with each other to address the need for shelter and distribution of cold water kits that could be given to those without shelter. We recently had an unusually early snow event this week. A lot of people were caught off guard. Last year, during a snow event, the city partnered with Dr. Diane Sparks Washington, Director of Portsmouth Volunteers for the Homeless, Emergency Management Services, the Department of Social Services, OASIS, Social Ministries, Parks and Recreation, and Public Safety to provide shelter and transportation to Portsmouth Volunteers for the Homeless shelter during a snow event. Additionally, those services were broadcast over the media, the city's website, and signs were posted around the city where the homeless frequent. Thank you for your support. I hope the meeting on December 17th, including various city agencies to appoint warming stations, will also address expected and unexpected weather events. We are grateful for the report by Councilman Hugo on efforts by the Portsmouth Housing Authority to address this issue. I have been here several times to address these concerns. At the last meeting, I asked if the status of the permanent homeless shelter could be an agenda item at an upcoming meeting and in the near future. We again ask that an update on this item be a city council agenda item along with the status of the warming stations. We urge the city council to act swiftly to expand emergency shelter capacity, accelerate the development of permanent shelter, and strengthen outreach to those in need. Working together and responding decisively, Portsmouth can make significant progress where every neighbor is cared for and no one is left behind. Thank you for your attention to this matter, and again, Merry Christmas.
Thank you, sir. And if there's no other business to conduct for the good of the order, this meeting is adjourned. Drive safe, everyone.